It's Monday. It's another one of those Mondays. Yeah, anybody want to guess what kind of car this is? Other than a screwed up one. So here's what we got going on. First thing this week is we're going to be doing a 911 in a Jeep. Good morning, Chris. Now, listen. I get it. Everybody wants to save $1. This guy didn't. This guy actually paid good money to have his Jeep screwed up, like most of you guys do. And it ends up here. Hopefully. All right, let's kind of unpack what we got going on so you guys can kind of see because I know how you guys love these, and as much as I want to film it, this week's kind of a screwed up week. Put on our halo. Let's start with underneath the hood of all the things not to do in a Jeep, and we'll take it from there. First things first. Here is the power wire. This is just zip tied into place. You got the one zip tie. I love the zip tie trick, and it's not even flush cut, so that means somebody working on it's gonna slit their wrists. None of these are flush cut. None of it has loom of any kind, and the most flammable part of the vehicle, which is your brake fluid, just kind of chilling out, going over the brake booster. That's pretty cool. Zip tied into the block there. I mean, sure, man. Okay. That looks like fun. Let's change the glasses so I can see. So this Jeep is kind of cool. We're the nightmare. So this guy actually started with great intentions. This is a power top. There's only so many places that'll do the power top. So he wanted a power top. So we took it to the place to have a power top installed. And they subcontract out stereo systems. He didn't realize that. So they were like, yeah, man, we can make your Jeep amazing. So we got the DS18, whatever the hell they did here. I like this. This is just a big piece of foam to seal it up. So, I mean, rock on, dog. We got the DS18 soundbar, which there again, nothing against DS18. And if the customer is expecting that, they are not going to be let down. This thing is amazingly loud and does one thing. And if you're not expecting that, then you're going to be disappointed. He was not expecting what this delivers. Totally understand.
But he didn't like what that delivered.
It wasn't what he wanted. It was a miscommunication. All right, so we got the power wire. And there again, if there's nothing wrong with this sound bar, if that is what you're expecting. He wasn't expecting that. So we got the loudspeakers here. We got tweeters up on the top of the dash. This is definitely a cruise around with your top off, but then we got what's happening back here, which, goddamn, man. I mean, I don't even think they tried. So this is just kind of screwed to the floor. That's cool. Here's our ground. Got the 2-screw option. That's really sweet. That's so sweet. Here's the noise filters.
What's that for?
Noise. Here's the reason why you need noise filters. So that's cool. So this is there a screw?
One screw.
We got the one screw here. Very cool. And then what in the hell is what is this, man? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Like, okay.
Where's the snorkel? Is it no?
Like, this is it.
Yeah,
that's what you are.
Yeah, there's your safety feature. Now, when we pulled it in and moved this, the ground wire pulled right out. So my guess is this battery isn't doing shit other than just sitting back here.
It's probably dead. So this is another ground right here.
2-screw option on the ground. Here's the wire here. Feels like CCA.
Yeah.
Full spec tinned oxygen-free copper.
Oxygen-free copper, maybe.
Feels like crap.
Oh,
though.
it's another ground over here. Oh, we have multiple grounds.
Well, yeah, you should have 3 grounds because you have 3.
That's a big 3 right here.
Yeah, it's your big 3. So it looks very patriotic. I will give it that. You know, you got the whole red, white, and silver, which is almost like blue.
You should not do this.
Oh, there's your other screw. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing this for a living if this is what you're delivering to.
For more screws?
Yeah, there we go. We got the drywall screws to put the amplifier into the floor of the Jeep. That's cool.
Holy
Yeah, see, there you go. There's another one right there. Oh, there we go. Pulls right out. That's cool. Now, when you install amps underneath the seats like this, that automatically means your seat isn't going to fold down anymore. So, yeah, now he's been back many, many times. So, but there is no fuse holder back here, which is why we pulled the seat up first before we even bothered to disconnect the fuse underneath the hood, because I was more worried that there wasn't going to be a fuse back here, and that if we pulled the power underneath the hood, then we'd still have a live wire. The nice thing is the ground was disconnected, so it's not going to matter because it's now not part of the car. So I guess we didn't have anything to worry about there. But if you take this car in to get serviced for any reason, and let's say that they disconnect the battery.
The warranty's the boy in this car already.
Yeah.
That's it, you're done.
But if they disconnect the battery and you don't have a fuse back there, that's a live battery. That's also a good reason why you put an isolator in there. Or, well, they call them isolators. They're just giant relays. That's why you put those in there. Because when the car's off, if someone is servicing the car, it separates the 2 batteries so that rear battery isn't affecting the electrical systems in the car if he disconnects the front battery. So if he pulls that off and that were to tap ground up front, right now he's going to get a sparky bang out, possibly set the car on fire because there is no fuse back here to blow to protect that power wire going forward. So from a safety standpoint, this thing is a flipping nightmare. But from an install standpoint, I mean, Helen Keller probably could have done a better job. This is what we got going on underneath. I mean, holy shit. I mean, no, I don't think this is a clean wire. I mean, it does have a zip tie though, so for all the guys that, you know, think all it takes is a couple zip ties, there you go, you're totally in luck. But I know you guys like looking at this stuff, so here's what we got going on. All right, so the next question is, what is the plan? The plan right now is to get all this crap out, pull the car apart, figure out where everything is cut, solder it all back together, replace all the harnesses, get everything back to factory, take the sound bar out. He doesn't want that sound bar. Because it has the motorized top, we are going to be taking this out, putting the factory panel, non-subwoofer panel back in. He wanted to do the Rockford system, but the Rockford system has the 2 side mount subwoofers that won't fit in here. So what we're doing instead is we're going with the full Rockford system. We're just substituting out the 2 side mounted 12s for the new Kicker L7T dual subwoofer downfiring box. So that's gonna be what's going in here later on. But we'll be putting the Rockford soundbar in, all the Rockford stuff. It's all sitting here waiting to go in. I wonder if the shop that installed this mess is watching. Probably not. They are in Tampa, though. We do know that. So get ready, guys. How much for the... I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. But get ready. We'll be back later today. To show you what's going on. No, the systems cannot be purchased a la carte. So we're taking the system apart and yeah, no, can't buy it a la carte, unfortunately. But we will be back later today once we get this all apart, get everything out, and kind of show you what they screwed up that we can't presently see, so that you guys can go along for the journey. And hopefully your Monday will be fantastic, because our Monday is this. All the old equipment works. I mean, it all makes sound. Not very well, but I mean, it all makes sound. So we'll see. All right, guys, we'll see you back a little later today. Oh yeah, fire for sure. Bye. Good day, everyone. Part 3, 911 Jeep. It's done. Okay, it's almost done. It's not done, because if it's done, he wouldn't be screwing this in.
I mean, you see the car apart, right?
Well, yeah, I know. Hold on. So, and it's done in the sense that we've turned it on, we've listened to it. The one cool thing about these Rockfords is it's... Good afternoon. Hang on. Ow! Okay. Sorry about that. The one good thing about these Rockford systems is they're built specifically to go into a Jeep. The DSR-1 is programmed to look for the Jeep, and when it sees it, it automatically tunes it. It's all set and ready to go. Like it's a file sitting on it, so we don't have to do that portion of it. But that's factored into the price, so that when they sell them, so we're not tuning it. But here is the Rockford fuse holder. This is how it mounts. Comes with this metal bracket. Comes with the fuse all set, ready to go. Just bolted in place in the factory bolts. Zip tie your wire up. Comes with the zip ties in the box too. So there's that. So that's done. Inside the glove box here is the new power port. It comes with that power port. It comes with the bracket. It comes with the hole saw. It comes with the drill bits. It comes with everything you need to move that into there. It comes with a power extension, because our bass knob is now located there, and it floats too. So when you rotate this, the Rockford logo stays right where it needs to be, which is cool. So that is done. As soon as he gets that side off, we'll put the rest of this back together. We just plugged everything in so that we could let it do. So what you have to do is you have to plug it. This is a premium audio version. I mean, it has the Alpine system. Premium. Anyways, so you plug it in, you lock the door, you walk away for 20 minutes, and it does its whole little, hey, I'm you. You're me? I'm you? Yeah! And then you come back and everything works. Now, for the non-premium audio system, you do that, and then you turn the key on, you do some emergency brake stuff. It's pretty straightforward. And that's that. So now, we got the sound bar. The light isn't in yet, but sound bar's in. So there's that. That's cool. Back here, because it has the power top, has this Jeep power top, which is extremely cool. But as you can see, the power top takes up all that area where the factory kit for the Rockford would go. So we need a kicker. This is the kicker, 2L7T shell mount, the T, that would be truck mount, 212 box. And he loves it because it's red, and obviously the Jeep is red, so fantastic there. This thing is heavy, so this just slides right into place up against those seats. Fits in there really nice. He still has tons of storage space, and it hammers as expected. So we got that. Up underneath the seat is where the factory amps go, the factory kit amps. So there is the two amplifiers on the Rockford bracket. We have to finish, there's a piece of carpet I have to finish tucking. We still have to put this side on. These are the two controllers for the top. You have up or down and up, or up and down. Either way. There you go. Top closed, top open. Mm-hmm. The reason why this side is not put together, and we still listen to it, is the DSR-1 is designed to mount behind the speaker.
Where the factory amplifier goes.
Yeah. Is the worst place ever for it. Doesn't work there. Fernando, for the last 3 of these that we've done, has fabricated a bracket for it. And on this one, we're actually made a template. Now that he knows exactly how he wants it to be. Sometimes it doesn't make sense to make a template on the first one, because the first one you're just figuring it out. The second one's a little better. By the time you get to the third or fourth one, it's like you've figured out how you want your bracket to go, and now you make the template. So I'll get to that question in a minute. So our kit that we modify their kit, and that gives us the ability to service the DSR-1 without pulling the dash apart, which is key. Because if anything's going to go goofy on this, it's the DSR-1 we found. So we make it easily serviceable. So in that being the case, we didn't put this side back together because it was, we just wanted to make sure everything learned itself, which it did. First time, love it. So, let's go back to this. Arturo says, I'm in between choosing Kicker KS 3-way components and the Morel Maximo 3-way components. From your experience, which one sounds better? Or what is the difference between the Kicker KS and the Morel Maximos? I mean, it's two totally different logics there between sound and whatnot. The reality is I don't think I would ever, nothing on Kicker. I love Kicker speakers. I just don't know if I would ever do a KS 3-way set. I know it's weird, right? I just have never thought to do that because it's like we have Morel. So we would do the Morel is really what it would come down to. Nothing against the Kicker. They sound fantastic. Like, we use them a lot, but we just never use them in that way.
No.
It's kind of strange now that I think about it. Because they sound really good, but it's just, given the opportunity, we'd go with the Morel. Yeah, so.
Morel the way.
Yeah. I mean, if you could find them hooked up somewhere, auditioning the two would be fantastic, but good luck with that. So, in fair disclosure, this show is brought to you by the fine folks at Morel, MorelHiFi.com, Morel here on Instagram. But I am a Morel fanboy, so, in full disclosure, I mean, I'm the biggest Morel fanboy. So, I mean, it's kind of, you're going to get a jaded answer. Maybe. Probably not. I'm not like that. I mean, just because I like them doesn't mean I expect you to like them. But in that situation, in the past, just by what we've done, we would always just do the Morels. I just don't know. Yeah. Will a Bosch relay get hot, tucked up in a dash? If it stays on, yeah, it'll get hot. It'll get hot no matter where you have it. But it's there again. It's not like it gets hot because it's on. It doesn't get hot because it's drawing current in a manner in which it can't do it, if that makes any sense. So, like, when you look at an amplifier, if an amplifier is on, it gets hot. It doesn't get boiling hot, it just gets hot because it's on. As opposed to if you turn on an amplifier and you turn the volume all the way up, then it's going to get really, really hot. So a relay is just going to get to its operating temperature and stay there. It's so everything that turns on has some form of heat because it's actively doing something. But the factory would put them in the dash, so there's no reason why you couldn't put them in the dash. Yeah, I wouldn't even think twice about it. I've put so many relays in a dash over the years. I mean, hell, we used to bury them behind the radio, like just stuff them in there. Now, I will say this, Bobby, if you don't need a 30 amp relay, because that's why you buy the Bosch, because you need a 30 amp. If all you're doing is like 5 or 10 amps, pick up a micro relay. So one of these little guys. So this is a little 10 amp relay. 5 amp relay, hell, I don't even know, they're tiny. But you can get these on Amazon, just type in like micro relay. They're pretty cheap. These are nice. This is a little guy here. So when we do need a relay, we typically will use those now because they're so much smaller and yeah, they don't draw as much current. I just like an amp. A relay will get warm based on the amount of current flowing through it. Yeah, of course. So to recap on the...
Fantastic. See, I can totally see the light right there.
What light?
The DSLR.
Oh, okay. So we gotta put goo on the little wire we ran through the firewall. Yeah, I'm just reminding.
I was like, no, it's a Rockford thing.
Yeah, no, that's fine, but we had to add their wire through it. Okay, so to recap what happened in the Jeep, just so that... I hate recaps. I'm not even gonna recap it. You know what? The Jeep is done. It sounds fantastic. The bass coming out of the back is awesome. If you have one of these Jeeps and you're like, man, whether you do the Rockford system or not, that cool new kicker downfiring box fits in here fantastic. Sounds amazing. It is not waterproof. So as long, like, he's gonna have his top up. As long as you're gonna have your top up and not get wet, it's a choice. If you're gonna get wet, it's not a choice, because it will definitely fall apart. Oh yeah, that's fine. You're good, Bobby. Yep. So that's what's happening here today. Now it is Monday and it is 4 o'clock. So at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, we will be doing the live Q&A show like we do every Monday. So now it will be the only Q&A show this week, with the exception of Wednesday. We're going to have Josh from JVC Kenwood on to do a live show with Josh. So we're going to talk to Josh. So if you guys have questions about JVC Kenwood, Wednesday will be a great time to do it, as well as we'll talk about the new radios that are coming out, all the new form factor, the direct replacement stuff. So that'll all be on Wednesday. So that ought to be really fun. I think that relay was the best tech tip of the day, Bobby. Yeah, he won't be an issue. Anyways, that's it. That's all we got for you. We'll see you guys tonight. I'm going to finish up. I got to put the dome light back in this, and then we'll see you guys later tonight. Fernando.
Yes.
Where can they find Morel?
You can find it at morelhifi.com. morelhifi.com.
Oh, wow, that was neat. See ya. All right, Jeep update number 1. So I guess this would be part 2. All right, so we've had some time to go into this.
Yeah.
I've managed to hurt myself several times, which is fantastic. So it has this motorized top, and the metal for this is super sharp, which makes total sense because it's a Jeep, right? All right, so update here in the back. We managed to get the subwoofer enclosure, factory subwoofer enclosure out, and get the Rockford replacement panel in. So, and then put this all back together. And so we're using that for critical storage at the moment, stuff that we don't, it's going to be here for a minute, and we don't have anything else going back here for a long time. So to me, this seems like a great place. So that's that. Let's take a look at this though, because I want to kind of unpack. We saw it with the subwoofer in. Now let's take a look at what they actually did. And so here is that giant piece of foam that they use. So this is the factory grill. And they cut that, and then they screwed everything, all these layers on top of it. So, and this was there to try to make it not leak. Yay! All right, next up, for those of you that don't know, the woofer that is in this from the factory is a quad core woofer. They bridge 4 amplifiers in the factory amplifier so that they can get the 100 watts to this woofer. So there's 4 bridge channels to this, making this a quad core 100 watt woofer. And so inside of here, there is obviously this many wires. So 4 pairs of wires. They took 2 of them and they put a high level to low level adapter on it. And then they drilled holes here and they ran somewhere in this mess is, oh, I know where it's at. Hold on. Oh, okay, so it was sitting here. Ah, here it is. Okay, so this is the high level to low level adapter they used coming off of the factory subwoofer. Plugged RCAs into it. Now keep in mind, so this is an Alpine system. For those of you playing at home, you're scratching your head right now going, wait a minute, doesn't this use? Yes, it does. All right, so they ran the RCAs into here and then out over to the sub amp and then to the sub amp back up to here. And that was how they did this. Now this crack right here, this was in here like this. I don't know why this was cracked, but at this point, who really cares? Because in all this sound treatment, this was exposed. And all this sound treatment they did to try to keep this from rattling. So they went into about here where they could get their hands. There's no sound treatment on any of this. But this is just a terrible idea. This never works at all. Terrible, dumb. MB Quartz makes a woofer that goes in there, which is a great factory replacement, but not an upgrade. You know, it's like if you decide to kill this, you could go with theirs. Now, the soundbar came out. This is obviously all the wiring that we've removed because we have to. So this came out. Yes, it still functions, I guess. Factory amplifier. That's right, factory amplifier. Now, let's take a look up here at the front. So here's what we did for the front. We T-tapped into the factory amplifier channels, which, okay, so there is no full range channels coming out of this. Okay, this is the premium audio system, which means that there's nothing full range back here to be had. That's why you go with an Amp Pro. You go with a DSR1 / the AR interface. This is like the simplest car to get a preamp section on. And you don't use a piece of shit like this. This is the dumbest thing ever. Like, you have to be dropped on your head as a child severely in order to think that this is how you hook into a Jeep with an Alpine system. I mean, what they T-tapped in the signals, and like, I mean, look at, dude, there's literally 2 wires that they tapped into. This whole thing goes to just one set of speaker wires. That's it. So you have one set of speaker wires that are tapped here, and you have both left and right going into that, and then you T-tapped your rear into those 2 speaker wires. What the are you, like, what? Are you kidding me? Holy hell, this is the dumbest, literally the dumbest thing I have ever seen in these 911s. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is dumb to wear, but I don't even know where to begin on this one. Like, it's fantastically stupid. Is basically what it is. Okay. So let's keep going, because that's not it. We had originally thought that we had put they had put something in the top of the dash. Luckily they hadn't. So it still has the factory Alpine speakers in there. Cool. But let's take a look at what they did for DS18s that they put in. These are really cool. So you got some DS18 loud. You got some parts rolling around. We should pull one out. This is how they're screwed in. This is custom. This is 100% custom. So these don't actually fit into the pods. So let's see what's rolling around inside of there. Probably just parts of the pod.
Little plastic that they.
And we're getting enough drywall screws out of this to put a house together. So that's always cool.
Yeah, see.
Just parts of the plastic. Yeah, that they couldn't.
Little things that they broke.
Yeah, it's like an Amazon thing where you throw all the packaging material that you peel off the stickers into the shipping thing. Yeah. So when you're breaking these off, you just throw them in there so you don't have to throw them in the trash can.
I mean, you don't see them.
Wow, these are the Neo magnets. Wow. Like, for the loudspeaker guys, that's a really nice driver. Not for this.
Not for the customer, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the nice DS18 Neo magnet. Open back. Got the little aluminum auto former here. These things rock. I know lots of people are going, dude, I want those.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's a nice speaker for sure. Okay, so we don't have to use these.
No, we don't.
They are going to be replaced by these nice Rockford built ones. So these are going to go in next. We got the sound bar in, so we pulled that sound bar out. We put our sound bar back in, so we have the nice Rockford sound bar. There again, nice and factory. He's a tall guy too, so he's hit his head on the DS18 a couple times. This went back in, got the netting all back in. Top is slick, man. This powered top is slick. That is pretty cool. You know, it's a Monday. Underneath here is all cleaned out. So what we did is, in typical fashion, any place there was a screw, there's a couple screws here, a couple screws there. Ow! Screw back here. So we put, you know, filled in the holes. I mean, it's a Jeep, I get it, but we still want to make sure that we cover up those holes so no water comes in here and stinks up the carpet.
What about here?
What do you mean, water coming from there? That's a whole nother problem. I can't help that. But anyways, so we sealed all that back up. So this can go back together. That's going to be next, is putting the bolts back in here. So as we go, you know, we try to put the car back together again. So yeah. So that's where we're at. We have all the factory all the speakers are out. The radio's out. Fortunately, this is the nice thing. This is what I'm actually really happy about, is that they didn't do anything here.
Well, because the damage is in here.
The damage is there, so we'll have to put all that back. We do have a T-tap here. This will be fixed. This is getting rerouted over here in the glove box because this is the Rockford system where the bass knob goes, where the power port is. So this will get rerouted into there. So we'll fix this T-tap area, make sure that the wire is still good and that it's safe to use. But none of this is damaged, so that is fantastic. We'll have to fix all that back up and do all that nonsense. These are the last wires that need to come out. This is like the cheapest RCA on the planet. So we'll pull that out. I think he's already got the bass knob out, so that's cool. And right now it's noon. So we'll take a lunch break. That's funny. And we'll finish getting this out. He'll get to work fixing the amplifier. We'll put the new speakers in. That's the next plan. So hopefully the next one will be a little further along. But there you go. That's the latest update on this Jeep Wrangler 911. Getting a Rockford upgrade.
That's right.
Big time. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. See you soon.